Tonight we're making a classic American favorite with a twist. Bacon macaroni and cheese and bacon macaroni and cheese bites. Cavatappi pasta with crispy cooked bacon, fresh chopped rosemary, heavy cream, and a 1/3 pound each of Gruyere, Havarti, and aged white cheddar cheese. This dish was rich and creamy and full of amazing flavor. The bacon macaroni and cheese can be served as a side dish, and the bacon macaroni and cheese bites make the perfect appetizer, something different and unique. It's going to be delicious, so stick around and we'll show you how we make it. My name is Mark Phillips. I've been in the food and beverage business for over 30 years. Throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to be in over 10,000 kitchens from around the world. Each week, I travel to a different city and get the opportunity to call on some of the most amazing chefs in the industry. The Kitchen of Chef Mark is a channel dedicated to showing you how you too can make fine dining, restaurant quality food right in your own home. We'll travel together, we'll cook together, and we'll have some fun along the way. Welcome to the Kitchen of Chef Mark. Now let's get cooking. Tonight we're making macaroni and cheese with a twist. We're taking heavy cream, crispy cooked bacon, fresh chopped rosemary, and freshly grated Gruyere, Havarti, and aged white cheddar cheeses, and adding it to cavatappi pasta. Cavatappi is also called corkscrew pasta because of its unique shape. This recipe is perfect as a side dish, and it's different than any other macaroni and cheese recipe that you may have seen in the past. As a double feature for tonight, we're presenting bacon macaroni and cheese bites. Same delicious cheese sauce, but made with regular elbow macaroni and baked in the oven in a muffin pan. This recipe is great to serve as an appetizer. It has a creamy inside with a slight crunchy outside. Two great textures in one little flavorful bite-sized treat. Both of these dishes were topped with fresh cut scallions and paprika for garnish and additional flavor. Our mise en place for tonight's dish is 1 box of cavatappi pasta, 12 ounces of center-cut bacon, a 1/3 pound of shredded Havarti, a 1/3 pound of shredded aged white cheddar, and a 1/3 pound of shredded Hickory smoked Gruyere cheese, 3/4 quart heavy whipping cream, 2 sprigs of fresh rosemary chopped and minced, 2 ounces of lemon juice, a pinch of paprika, and a pinch of scallions. In a cast iron skillet, turn the heat to medium, and in a medium-sized pot, add salt to the water and turn the heat to high. We'll start with the bacon first. Now we're using a cast iron skillet and cooking it to be slightly crispy, but you can cook your bacon however you like. While the bacon is cooking, let's go ahead and get our cheese sauce going. We'll start with the heavy cream. We want to simmer the cream until it reduces by half. This will help to thicken it. Keep the heat on low and stir it often so that it doesn't burn. After your bacon reaches the desired level of crispiness, turn the heat off and place your bacon onto a plate with some paper towels on it. Check your cream and let's give it another stir. It will take a few minutes to get the cream up to a simmer on low heat. While the bacon cools, we can get our rosemary ready. Now there are certain dishes that dried spices are okay to use. If you don't have fresh rosemary, you can certainly use dried for this dish, but fresh rosemary is much better. Also, it is a little time consuming to get all of the petals off of the stem, but there's no flavor in the stems. So pull all the petals off and then cut them up until they are finely chopped and minced. You'll really notice a big difference in the taste of the dish if you use fresh. Let's check the cream again and give it another stir. By now the bacon is cooled off enough, so let's put our bacon onto the cutting board and chop it up into small bits and pieces. The bacon, along with the rosemary, is what really gives this macaroni and cheese its big difference. Can you believe when I was a kid that macaroni and cheese in a box with the powdered cheese was only 29 cents a box? Well, you'll never eat that box mac and cheese again after you make this dish. Your family's not going to let you anyway. Okay, once the heavy cream has reduced by half, it's time to start adding in the ingredients. Add in the chopped rosemary and give it a stir. Then add in the bacon bits, the lemon juice, which will give the sauce a nice zing, and some fresh cracked black pepper, and then give it another stir and put it on the back burner on low, and we'll get started on our pasta next. Since we're making one of these as a side dish and the other one as an appetizer, we're using two different pots of water. Cavatappi is the larger twisted corkscrew noodle with the ridges on it. This is the one that we'll use for our side dish. The elbow macaroni is smaller and is better suited to go inside of our muffin pan for our mac and cheese bites. When the salted water is at a rapid boil, add in half the box of cavatappi pasta to the pot. We'll cook this for 8 minutes according to the directions on the box so that it is al dente. Give it a quick stir to ensure that none of the noodles are sticking together, but don't put oil in the water. Many people put oil in the water in hopes that their pasta won't stick together, but we want our pasta to be somewhat sticky so that the cheese sauce sticks to the noodles. If you put oil in the water, the cheese sauce won't stick. The directions for the elbows call for 6 minutes of cook time, but since we're going to bake these in the muffin pan, we'll only cook them for 4.5 minutes. Give it a quick stir too, but again, no oil in the water. As a reminder, we only used half of the box of each since we're making two different items, but if you're only making one item, then use the whole box. Drain the noodles and add in equal amounts of the cream sauce to each pot. Stir the cream sauce into the noodles so that they are all covered with the sauce thoroughly. Then start to add in equal amounts of the cheeses. The Havarti cheese is rich and creamy. The Hickory smoked Gruyere cheese and the aged white cheddar cheese is where most of the cheese flavor is coming from. When all of the flavors of the rosemary, bacon, lemon juice, pepper, and the three cheeses blended together, you're going to have one of the best tasting side dishes ever. You really are going to love this recipe. One quick note about the three cheeses that we used. You can certainly use other varieties of cheese. One of the joys in cooking is experimenting around and changing things up. These three cheeses give you flavor and that ooey gooey stretchy texture. For the bacon mac and cheese bites, turn the oven to 400 degrees, spray a nonstick muffin pan, and add the bacon macaroni and cheese to the muffin pan. Add a pinch of paprika and bake for 15 minutes. Then remove the pan from the oven and allow it to cool for 10 minutes and you're ready to serve. And there it is! Bacon, macaroni, and cheese. A classic American favorite with a twist. Cavatappi pasta with bacon, rosemary, heavy cream, lemon juice, fresh ground pepper, and fresh shredded Havarti, aged white cheddar, and Hickory smoked Gruyere cheeses. It was delicious! Until next time, bon appetit!